Okay, here we go. We're on our journey. This is the story, the journey of two dogs. An old red dog and an Australian cattle dog. It all started when they were at 35th Avenue in Dobbins, and the blue cattle dog was on top of the canal, and she was just standing there. And so me and my girlfriend turned around and went back, and that's when we saw the old red dog, and he was in the canal, and the water was rushing over his shoulders, and he was shivering, even though it was a warm day, and you could see where he'd been struggling to get out, but he just couldn't get out. So we rescued him, and it took us a while to catch the blue heeler. Turns out she's deaf. That was part of it. So anyway, their journey went from being in a ditch to being in my hands. We took them to the shelter. We were sure someone was looking for them, but no one claimed them, and they put them on the euthanasia list because the old male dog was in pain and he hurt, and there were no blankets, no comfort for him, and he got just very aggressive. And so because they couldn't evaluate him, they couldn't evaluate the female cattle dog either, and they just put them both as S43s, and that pretty much doesn't give them much of a chance in hell of being adopted. So we went back in and saved their asses again, and now I posted this thing on Craigslist to the owners of the dogs, and I got a big response. Well, now we're going to California, because I had to go to California. I had to, and I had the dogs, and I just got the dogs, and then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So I had to take the dogs with me to California, because no one else, can care for them. They've got to stay together right now, it appears, but they're doing well on the trip. And so I wanted to share with everybody part of our journey from being in a canal and certainly going to be dead to some of the most beautiful country in the world. This is along Interstate 5, and it's up above Bakersfield and all that. And this is probably, I'm going to say, at least 60% of the United States population is fed from this area out here in northern. It's kind of like mid, not quite northern California, but I guess it's on that verge. This is all the agricultural area. It goes on forever and ever and ever. It goes all the way up and down Interstate 5. I'm going to pan out now. There's a town called Coalinga, and we call it Cowabunga. And they've just got probably over 1 million cows, and it's just kind of straight out from where we came from. And I tried to get up high to get a little bit of a view here of this country, because a lot of my friends back east, check on my Facebook and stuff, now they probably never had an opportunity. If they've had an opportunity to go to California, they probably have never seen the most beautiful parts, and this is one of them. You have all the agriculture out here. We're not too far from the beach, but there's a lot of water source out here, and I'm going to get some video of that later. I wish the camera could pick up the view that I see, because it's just magnificent. It goes on and on and on and on forever. So do the cows, by the way. The cows go on and on forever. So you got all the agriculture out here, Interstate 5, and then you have these beautiful rolling hills. I mean, they're just absolutely beautiful. Of course, when they catch on fire, poof, all at once, because it's so dry out here. So the water source, well, I'm going to show you where they get all the water, where a lot of the water is held, that does this whole agricultural area, because we're talking, this is probably 150 to 200 miles long of agriculture, and it goes from here all the way into the ocean. Is out here, because my friend Maria, I'll film some of that too. They live in Orchard, territory in Watsonville, and her husband and his family have actually owned them for years and years and years. It's beautiful there, so it's nothing but ag out here. It's really cool. Signing off for now. Back on the road.